We are live. It's a Friday. It's 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and the sun is shining. That's a good day. All right, waiting for some of you to catch on to gather here. Hello. Good to see you. Welcome. This is a weekly occurrence most of the time. We've hit a year of these. We have hit a year. We're gonna have to do some kind of celebration or giveaway or something soon. So, if you want to catch up on some of these that you haven't seen before, you can go to YouTube and we keep them there long term, or you can see them on these platforms where you are now. We go live to Instagram, LinkedIn, and 2 Facebook groups. One's our Career Clarity group, and one's my Sensational Coaches on the Rise group. Now, today, as is almost every week, I try to think about what am I hearing in my client sessions? What might be going on with me? What am I hearing out in the world? And this week, the theme was making decisions, whether that be deciding on a job offer, looking at a business partnership, maybe even it's a relationship, making decisions, right? So this can be so hard sometimes. Sometimes it's like, yeah, hell no, or heck yes. And you're like, you're in. But then the gray area, right? So how do you dissect the gray area? And we know the old pros and cons list. We know looking for consensus, talking to everybody you know and seeing what floats to the top. Whatever works for you. But what I'm going to present to you today are some observations on where to look. Okay. 3 columns, so to speak. So there's your gut, right? Your instinct, your intuition, that little voice that we talk about. And it's often hard to trust that because fear kicks in and your rational mind kicks in, and there's all these yeah buts. And once again, I will quote Adele Shealy, a career counselor who I met decades ago, who said, "The number of yeah buts you say is in direct correlation to the depth of your fear." Okay, so then when you say, yeah, but you don't understand my business, yeah, but you don't know me, yeah, but, that's just fear. All right, so back to the point. So you got to look at your how do you feel? Like, are you psyched about this idea? Does it feel good to think about it? Would it be fun? Would it light you up? Right? That's what we're looking for from the body response, the gut feeling, the happy joy. Then we have, our linear logical thinking, which will often get in the way of that joy, right? Because it'll tell you all the reasons why it can't work. But sometimes your analysis is good. If I do this short term, I can afford a pay cut and I will catch up and, everything will be fine. Or you think about, relocating and what that may mean, so you need your linear, logical, analytical thinking as well. Now, someplace that most people don't consider, and this is where this week's theme came up, was people not listening to either one of those or the combination of them well, because here's the third element: your needs. Your needs, like an emotional need. Now, this is a bit psychological, and coaches, we are not therapists, but we can point out observations. And here's an observation: that if you have look, needs are not optional. Needs will get met whether in healthy ways or unhealthy ways. So you have a choice, right? So if you have a need for approval, a healthy way to get it met, ask for it, you know, look at it in your friends that they approve of you. An unhealthy way would be to, like to hint or to hold yourself back until somebody approves of you, right? Those are ways that work against you. So your needs are going to get met. They're just not optional, and they're going to get met. But your level of awareness is what will allow it to be a harmful getting your need met or a good for you getting your need met. Now, where do needs come in decision making? 2 people this week: a need to be loved, a need to be heard, a need to be understood was a stronger driver than both their gut feeling and their analytical thinking about an opportunity. So this is why I'm bringing this up this week as a place to look as you're trying to make a decision, trying to feel your way through it. And I do think feeling your way through it rather than thinking your way through it is the best way to go. You want to feel for what feels right. You want your analysis to help you chart the course, but then be aware I'm so glad that you needed this today, but be careful of your knee-jerk, psychologically driven needs. And those needs come from things we didn't get enough of as a kid. Okay. It's that simple. You have a high need for reassurance. You probably weren't reassured along the way. You have a high need to be heard or valued. You probably didn't feel valued naturally along the way. And look, these are perfectly normal things. It's not something to be ashamed of, but it's something to be mindful of when you're trying to make a decision, because it can lead you down a path that was just about getting your emotional needs met and not about what would be great for you or what would be analytically correct for you. All right. So in both these scenarios that this came from this week, this was helpful to those people. And so I hope it's helpful to you as you pull apart decisions. And, I help people make career decisions. So that's usually where my material comes from. That you look at, how does it feel? What do I see logically as the way I process this information? And then is there a need that's overriding all this other good sense? Okay. And needs will be met in healthy ways or unhealthy ways. So be aware and get it met in a healthy way. I hope that gives you some fuel for thought this weekend. It is the summer season in North America, and not too hot yet in New Jersey, but I know people are starting to enjoy the outdoors and the weather. So I hope you have a good one. Be well, take care of yourself, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you next week. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching the ticker, I have a free Career Clarity reboot for those of you in career indecision. The week of June 20th, you want to go and sign up for that. You must register to get the handouts and to know what's going on and where it takes place. And those of you on Instagram, just go to the link in the bio and you should be able to see it there. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you soon and hopefully at the free event.